there's a play called Equus. I don't know if anybody's heard of it. It's where Harry Potter got naked on stage. And the key point of this thing is your equipment is not supposed to work. And unfortunately, I'd been seeing the actress in the show for a very long time. So every time we did the scene, my equipment would work. And so I went to my acting teacher, Ivan Davidson, and I said, so you don't understand, it's working. And he says, you're just not focusing on your internal monologue long enough. And I'm like, screw that, I'm not that good an actor. And eventually we had to find some sort of mental mapping for it to not work. But I'm happy to report it worked. All right, is the point of that. How do we get from a dead bulldog to my equipment? I don't know.
But staying with the dead bulldog who farted, and
Yes.
you sort of experienced that in many different ways, the death of Watson really impacted you.
Yeah, I think in the book, has anybody read the book? All right, lovely. So in the book, there's a chapter on grief. I have a bit of a different take on grief. I think grief is the inability to breathe because something else lives under your chest now. You know, so I describe grief, which I live with, as never being able to take a full breath properly. And it's because someone who lived outside you now lives inside you. And so, you know, what's between your chest bone is them. So I'm kind of proud to carry the grief around. I don't think enough people are proud of their grief and how hard it is to breathe. So,
Grief aside, tell us about the moment that you heard your name at the Emmy, at the International Emmy Awards. You were sitting on the table and you stopped hearing after a while as they named name after name. And this was not your first occasion in the same room for the Emmy. This was your second
yeah, I lost
occasion.
2 years before then. Oh, thank you, man. I'm good, man. Thanks. Cheers, bro.
Now you'll have to tell us whether this works or not.
Can you see me? Abhi to dikh raha hai? Yeah? All right, cool. So I won an Emmy Award. It's on OLX if you'd like to buy it. I'll need legal money soon. And it's a weird thing winning an Emmy Award because firstly, nobody thought that I would win. I was a clear underdog. And they say your name. First, a camera guy comes really, really close to you and you smile for like 30 seconds. And you practice your loser face, which we all practice before an award ceremony. My loser face is this. And somehow you make it to the stage, even though your table is very far away. It's not where the white people sit. And you get up on stage and a speech just comes out of you. And I just remember coming off stage and saying, did I thank my wife? And somebody said yes. And I said, did I thank Netflix? And they said yes. And I'm like, are you sure? And this girl was a publicist and she was crying too because she's from India, so neither one of us had a clue. But the nice thing was we were walking to a press junket through the back kitchen of a hotel, and my manager kind of stopped me and said, there's dirty dishes in a dishwasher station. I used to be a dishwasher at the Grand Lux Cafe on Michigan Avenue in Chicago. And he's like, I want you to stand here with your Emmy Award next to dirty dishes and remind yourself of where you came from. So we took that photograph. It's kind of nice.
But Dirty Dishes is still a place that you feel very comfortable. It's therapy for you.
Yeah. Does anybody do their dishes? Sorry. Do you Delhi people do your dishes? Ya bhaiya karta hai tumhare liye tumhara dishes. Tumhara dishwasher ka naam hai na? I like doing dishes. It is very stress-free. And in America, you get like a shower cap and gloves and nobody eats vindaloo. You know, it's a easier dish to do, but it's still my de-stressing activity.
And you finally saw your award when you were on an Air India flight back home.
Yeah. So the award is very pointy, so I didn't want to take it out of the case because brown man with a sharp object at JFK, insecurity is a cavity check. We all know that. And I was exhausted. And so we put it into the flight, and I slept for 10 hours. And then these two very sweet young Air India air hostesses, they're all young now. Remember? I kind of miss the old Air India air hostesses, don't you? Hey, those aunties took care of you, man.
And they knew how to make a gin and tonic.
And they knew how to make a gin and tonic. But these two girls were like, sir, can we look at the award? So they, in Air India, sorry, it's privileged, but we're in first class, right? And there's 4 seats, and usually 2 don't work. And so there's only 2 people, and so we shut the curtains, and we all kind of took it out together and looked at it, and you kind of go, shit, man, this is going back to India. It's kind of cool.
And this going, go ahead, big deal, the Emmy Awards.
On OLX, 5,000 rupees. It's for bail money.
And a few years before that, you were returning on Air India after a similar occasion without winning the award, wondering if you'd be arrested.
Yep. I did a, some of you might know, I did a speech at the Kennedy Center, like a bit of
How
the Kennedy
many
Center.
people have seen that speech? How many people approve of the speech that you all saw?
Well, send money next time instead of just tweeting about that shit. So it's a bit of a dichotomy in that you're at the Emmy Awards, you're representing the country. That is also, you know, on one level, you're like here for India. Second level, Arnab is calling you insane on the 9 o'clock news.
That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing.
I mean, it's ironic, but you don't know where you stand. You know, and I was given good advice by a lawyer, and this is advice I'll share with you. If you're ever in the middle of a media shitstorm, just shut up for 9 days. A news cycle is 9 days. And most people will scream into the void and tweet many things, etc., by day 4 or 5, and you'll keep adding another 9 days to a news cycle. And I was kind of determined that the first thing I say about it would be jokes. I wouldn't talk about it. So we're on a flight, coming back home. I have about 14 complaints against me in 14 different police stations. And we've applied for preemptive things. And we're thinking I'm going to get arrested. And this Air India, first the pilot comes out of the cockpit and he's like, "Arey, I don't know if I'll be allowed to fly into India with you on my plane." And I'm like, what a comedian. And then, it's not the best time. You know, I'm telling my wife, paisa idhar hai, bail money idhar hai, etc. And this lovely Air India lady, she's maybe 60 years old. She's like, "Come with me." She closes the curtain. She's like, "Drink." And she made me a drink. And she's like, "If they arrest you, Baba, you stand up straight and you go to jail." And I'm like, "Auntie, you're giving me alcohol. This is ironic." But she said the most wonderful thing. She said, "People say you represent India. I represent India. I've been an air hostess for 30 years. Nobody represents India more than me. I approve of what you did. You stand up straight." So, I thank her.
What really puzzled me, and you know, I wanted to ask you this in front of this audience who's not necessarily typical of India, and I get that 2.5 million people hated what you did. But what puzzled me, Veer, in the book is that you said this is when the devil came for you, and the whole that you wanted to include the word also.
Yeah.
But that didn't work. Why did you? I mean, I think everybody here, including me, we were rooting for you in that particular speech, circulating it. It must have come to my WhatsApp at least 150 times. Why did you feel that the devil got to you at that point?
I mean, look, as an artist, it's arrogant to look upon your work as anything but imperfect. You know, it's still a piece of work. You know, it's content that I wrote at 2:30 that evening. It's improvised largely, which is why there's a paper in my hand, because I don't know, I don't remember the words. But okay, here are 3 things that you should know about that video. It went viral because somebody took a chunk of it and put it up on a news channel. Now, the entire video is, I come from an India where this happens, but I come from an India where also this happens. I come from an India where this happens, but I also come from an India where this happens. They took one sentence where I skipped the word also. And I said, I come from an India where this happens and that happens, and that became the firestorm. The allegation with that video is that it embarrasses India abroad. 98% of the views on that video, and I have the data, came from within India. Nobody abroad has shared that video. Nobody abroad has seen that video. Nobody abroad cares about that video. It went viral because of Indian people back home. I think, humbly, we're on the cusp of being this massive global superpower. And if you are, you stand in the light and in global light and let the light shine upon your beauty and your flaws in equal measure. If there is a, if you think that America is a power until the orange dude came back, but we'll see. But if there's a gun shooting in America, they don't shush it up. They're on the news that evening saying there was a school shooting in America. Uh, and I think when we start doing that and saying, no, we have problems, we own our problems, and we're taking care of them, give us time, and if you don't like it, go to hell. Instead of shushing up our problems, I think shushing our problems is caring more about the world's approval, and I think standing in the light is caring about our own approval.